Joe Biden unleashing a fire hose of lies about his dumpster fire of an economy while basically calling voters stupid during his sit-down with the liberal media.
Since you took office, economic growth last week far short of expectations. Consumer confidence, maybe no surprise, is near a 2-year low. With less than 6 months to go to Election Day, are you worried that you're running out of time to turn that around?
We've already turned it around. The polling data has been wrong all along. We have the strongest economy in the world. Let me say it again, in the world.
Although GDP last week was far short of expectation.
No president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%.
People are spending more on food and groceries than they have at any time, really, in the past 30 years. I mean, that's a real day-to-day pain.
If you take a look at what the people have, they have the money to spend.
You know, Richard, Bidenomics has failed. Even Biden and his team don't use it anymore. But it's a straight-up lie when Biden says inflation was 9% when he came into office, when the truth is it was 1.4%. Would you let Donald Trump get away with that?
Well, he was. I mean, the inflation was pretty high when he came into office.
1.4.
But then, I mean, it spiked right when he came into office. Is what
it was 1.4 when he walked in.
$1 gazillion right away.
But to be fair to the president, where he is right, mind you, I do think that I do have some advice for him at the back of this. But where he is right is that overall, when you look at all of our global partners, we are doing better than the rest of the world when it comes to our inflation numbers, when it comes to our consumer spending numbers, when it comes to our GDP numbers. Now, with that being said, what I think this White House could be doing in this moment is inserting a little bit of empathy in how they're having this conversation with the American public. A lot of Americans right now, while you are seeing an increase in consumer spending, which is now up by 2%, most of that consumer spending is going on credit cards, right? I mean, most Americans are spending on their credit cards instead of spending out of their savings account because the savings rate is currently down. And so when the president goes out there and talk about the economic gains that are being made, I think it's important for him to remember that there are Americans that are still out there struggling. And while, you know, he made this, this interview was given while he was making a $3.3 billion announcement by Microsoft, it's very important for him to remember that there are a lot of Americans out there struggling and to sort of marquee that.
Okay, so Dana, Richard won't answer whether or not he would let Trump get away with it, but it was.
Well, they already didn't, right? I mean, they're already saying that, well, actually, the inflation is not Joe Biden's. Actually, it's Trump's, right? So, and also saying that our economy is the best in the world. Well, yeah, and it should be even better, and we should be kicking butt. But you should not have 72% of people saying that they give you a failing grade on the economy and then dig in your heels and say it's fine. And I think this is one of the byproducts of not doing enough interviews because it's so rare. Every single one of them gets sliced and diced, and you can look at it in all the different ways because it might be the only time you get to hear from the president. And the last thing I'll say is that David Axelrod, he wants Joe Biden to win. And he has similar advice. He says, basically, on CNN, after that interview and doing the analysis, he says that if Biden loses, it could be because of his own pride and not being able to show empathy towards people who are struggling in his economy. We've been saying this for 6 months. And now we're 6 months out from an election, and he still doesn't have an economic message. That's not very good for a re-election effort.
You know, Jesse, you know, what is it? 65% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Biden is not empathetic or empathic. And, you know, he's straight up lying. I mean, is it any surprise he's doing so poorly?
No, I mean, this is his move. He denies, lies, and leaves. But he can't leave because he's sitting down live, and that's why they don't put him in situations like this. This whole Joe Biden empathy thing is just a ruse. I think it was just a fake move to give him an excuse to kind of hug women and sniff their hair. Because the man lets his dog bite everybody, shrugs, can't remember Laken Riley's name. And I mean, I don't know. Remember the little card he used to pull out every time there was a COVID death? And all of a sudden he stopped pulling it out and reading the death toll when there were more deaths under him than there were under Trump. He has briefings every single day by the economic and political team. They tell him to be empathetic and informed, and instead he gets in there and just starts lying and acting nuts. You know how I know he doesn't have the confidence or the brain power to defend his positions? He never came on The Factor. You know who did the show? John Kerry, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, the top Democrats always came into Fox and did it. Biden never did because he couldn't.
Okay. All right, Greg. Job openings dropped apparently to a 3-year low because people who have jobs just won't give them up. They don't have another job to go to, and they can't afford to retire.
That's my situation. I got to go back to what Dana said. It was amazing how shell-shocked he looked. Like, it was as if he had just heard this stuff for the first time. And this is the fault of his administration and his handlers. They're handling Gramps with kid gloves, and they've kept him in fantasy land. And whenever he visits the real world, he looks like a time traveler from the 1500s. What's this thing? How does this thing work? This is why you got to hold your own team to the fire. You know, you should cut Kristi Noem slack. Why? Do you think the Democrats will? No, you road test him to see if they can last. His gaffes almost feel like he's doing Tom Shalhoub doing Joe Biden. He had a resting dead face there, like he was at the pharmacy aisle staring at all the options for constipation. If he were any more motionless, a Hamas protester would have defaced him. No wonder lawfare is the Biden re-election campaign, because you don't need Biden present and you could focus only on Trump. The only problem is Biden's still around, and so are his policies. Maybe it's dawning on everybody that Trump's got this. I think that what you're seeing are Dems moving through this various stages of grief towards acceptance. Of course, they add one at the end, and it's called resistance, and we'll see that too, because we saw it in 2016. But you look at that, there's no way he could debate Trump. They can't let it'll be like feeding a rabbit to a fish tank filled with piranhas. It's not going to happen. Bummer.
You think the rabbit would float?
I don't know. Let's find out in the break.
Yeah.
Richard, you have a rabbit.
No, I don't have a rabbit. Do you?
Coming up, illegal immigrants have a list of demands.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.